So I'm going to talk a bit about the Technology Access Program in particular, for the benefits that you can get from it, and also how it's structured and how you can apply to be part of it as well. So as you've heard today, the Technology Access Program is really your opportunity to get involved, to explore, to experiment with this new technology and be part of the early ecosystem around this technology as well. So it's both an awareness program where we'll be running a lot of webinars like this, technical deep dives, and also events across the UK, and also an experimentation program where we work very closely with you collaboratively to look at what are some of the use cases and innovative applications, and also what are some of your feedback and technical validation for what has been developed as well. So you will have this rare opportunity to explore this before the rest of the ecosystem in the UK. So your findings and feedback, of course, is very important. It will really influence how we take this forward in the future. And for us, it's really important that we open this access as widely as possible in the UK. And with this in mind, we've developed 2 levels of participation for this program to take into account the different sizes of companies that might be interested, and also the amount of time and resources that you might be able to dedicate to this experimentation as well. So the way the program works is that there are 2 routes that you can get involved. So the first route is really focusing on startups, SMEs, smaller companies who really want to experiment with the technology. You would have a pretty good idea of some of the use cases and experiments that you want to run, and you will have the opportunity to work very closely with us through regular technical sessions, hands-on mentoring and development. And what we will ask for you is to give us regular feedback and also progress, and also show us what you've been up to on a very regular basis. So for this route, you will have board access for 6 months, extension if needed, and also grant funding of 15K. The second way for you to get involved is more of a light touch option. So this is suitable for larger organizations. They're not eligible for grant funding, but also for startups or SMEs who are just looking to play around a little bit and explore what you can do, not necessarily with any defined use cases or experimentation roadmap in mind, or if you're very resource constrained and you're not able to work with us as closely as the first route. And what we will expect from this is, of course, some final feedback at the end of the program. And you will be able to get the board for 6 to 12 months in the second route as well. So one thing to keep in mind is that for both of these options, you'll be part of this community and you'll get access to the relevant resources, expertise, and support from Digital Catapult as you go through the program. So what are some of the benefits that you get? So of course, you get early access to technology and expertise, not just from Digital Catapult, of course, from everyone you've heard from today and the wider consortium for digital security by design as well. You'll be able to receive guidance and support along the way. If you want to pivot something you're doing, if you want to provide early feedback, we're there to engage with you every step of the way. And really is about this opportunity, as we heard today, to explore the impact for your organization, for your products, and for your capabilities. And the second group of benefits, of course, is a community of network. So really being part of this community, collaborate with not just, again, the Technology Access Program, but be able to speak to other projects that are funded through Digital Security by Design, and also universities, academia partners as well, and really contribute to some of the open source projects that are available as well. And of course, lastly, being an early adopter, looking at being very visible in your industry as innovating in cyber and digital security as well. So who should apply? So as mentioned, we want this to be as open as possible. So for this cohort, we're opening it to all types of businesses, from SMEs and mature companies that are seeking early access to this technology. We're not restricting to any particular industry for this first cohort. We know that for some industries, there might be some more relevant impact, early impact, but we really want to see some of the ideas that you have out there. So we're not going to restrict this to particular industries for this cohort. And of course, it's open to experienced software developers as well, and also companies with specific expertise that are relevant to this technology. So this information is also on our website, which I'll point you out to later. But as this is a prototype, there are some technical considerations and what is available out there is still being developed. So those have been highlighted by Arm Cambridge earlier. But you can also find all this information on our website to understand what can you do at the moment, but also help you to look at what's the scope for your experiment. So how can you get involved? So at the moment, our open call is live as of today until the 6th of March. And what you need to do is to register your interest on our new website that's also launching today, dsdb.tech. On dsdb.tech, what you'll find is a source of knowledge of everything that's happened in digital security for design, and we'll be signposting to different partner content on that website as well. So what you need to do to be part of our first cohort is to register your interest to receive a full application form, which we will be emailed to you after you register your interest. On the application form, you'll then let us know whether you want to be part of the more involved 6-month grant funding route or the more light touch route where you get the board access only. So we do have a set of selection criteria for the program, which you can find in an FAQ document on the website, alongside some terms and conditions as well, which you just need to read through. The deadline for this open call is the 6th of March. So you would need to complete and also submit your application before the 6th of March to be part of our first cohort. And we do have a judging panel, expert judging panel that will assess application and notify you afterwards. And if you're successful, Digital Catapult will get in touch with you with onboarding details, necessary agreements to be signed before you're formally onboarded through a event that we'll be holding by the end of April. So within this program, what we'll be doing is we will have 4 cohorts in the next 2 years that will be very closely working with us. If you're interested in the board only, there's a little bit more flexibility in how you can get involved there. But in terms of the tier 1 route, which is 15K of grant funding, more involved, more support from us, and also more collaboration on the feedback side, we will be running 4 cohorts. So very pleased to be launching our first cohort open call today, and please do go on the website to register your interest. So as I mentioned, the big part of this is also building the community and building awareness of the benefits of this technology. And also I want to allow you to exchange learnings with other cohort members throughout the year. So I just want to point you as well to some of the upcoming events that we'll be hosting around the UK. And this is hosted by both UKRI and also Digital Catapult. So we'll have 2 events upcoming at the end of February, both in Cambridge. And then we have, we'll be going to Glasgow, Newport and Belfast as well. So please do get involved, and please let your network know to get involved as well if you're interested, and find out more on our new website, dsb.tech, and of course on different social media channels as well. But we're really interested now, really, really pleased to have all of you involved in this program, and looking forward to seeing what ideas you come up with and really working closely with you in the next 2 years to make this happen. So that's the end of my presentation, but I'm happy to take any questions around the program.
Thank you very much, Katy. I see that there's one question in the Q&A box. Is the grant de minimis?
Yes, I believe so.
While we wait for more questions, I'd like to ask about other opportunities to apply if companies are not feeling that they're able to apply to by 6th of March. What are the other opportunities that they'll have?
Yeah, of course. So we'll be running 4 cohorts in the next 2 years. So of course, if you miss this deadline, we'll be running another open call very soon after that for cohort 2. There's also options to apply for a board and board only. So if you don't want to commit to sending us feedback or looking at working closely with some of our technologists, there's also an option on dsb.tech where you can apply to just get a board. But of course, what's really valuable about the Technology Access Program is that collaboration. So I would encourage you to apply for the Technology Access Program if you're able to dedicate some time to work with us and really access the full range of expertise that we have within the consortium.
Thank you, Katy. I just want to mention that we also have a frequently asked question part on the website. And we are happy to answer any questions that may come as well after this event. I see another question from the audience. Will there be a cohort for students and or universities?
So we don't have a cohort currently planned for students, but universities are more than welcome to get in touch with us about participation on the program. And please do let us know. I'm happy to pick up this conversation after this webinar as well, to look at what are the requirements from the university in terms of the number of boards that you might require, and what are you thinking regarding the engagement process as well. So more than happy to have a chat, but very much open to academia to collaborate on this program.
Another question from the audience is, how large will each cohort be?
So at the moment, we are looking at each cohort to be around 10 companies, and this is for the tier 1. So that's the grant funding route. And the reason for setting that number is that we want to be able to really work closely with the companies and dedicate enough time and support for each company. But there is a much higher number available for tier 2, which is the board only. So of course, there is a limitation on the number of boards that will receive over 2 years, but our initial thinking is that the tier 1 route will be 10 companies per cohort, and for tier 2 we'll have more.
Thank you very much, Katy. I'd like to now to thank all the speakers, thank the panelists, and thank the teams that were involved in making this event happen at DC and with our partners and UKRI. So thank you very much for joining us today. And please see more links to other events, the website and the open call in the chat. Thank you very much.